Hey, what's happening? Happy Friday to everybody. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. It's 5 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I kind of want to make this video short, succinct, and to the point. I was blown away when I saw President Biden's State of the Union address this morning. I got to be completely honest with you guys. I'll have at least the two clips I'm going to talk about will be right down below. I did not see the entire speech yet. Like I said, the two pieces I'm going to talk about in particular right down below. And I saw probably about at least 10 different news clips and articles that I read, everything that went on. I saw a fact check on the news, on Fox News this morning. And they were doing a fact check. And I was curious to see, how much they caught President Biden lying like his predecessor. Pretty much, there was 1,000 lies in his State of the Union address. No, that's an exaggeration, but the only thing they came up with, there was one thing. He said that the United States had the lowest inflation of the entire world, and that's just not completely true. Canada is actually a fraction lower. And that's it. So check it yourself. I'll have the links down below. I was blown away, man. Biden, I loved watching him. He was strong. He was to the point. He had resolve. He was coherent. I loved one of the pieces I'm going to talk about is where he actually played with the Republicans. I was so happy to see this State of the Union address. It amazed me. It reminded me of the real Joe Biden I know, the guy I voted for. Strong, to the point, and just, I loved it. All right, the two clips I'm going to talk about. The first one. Now, this is kind of funny. Where I found, I think I'll have the clip, I'll have the link down below. It says, did Biden just threaten? This is on X, Twitter. Did Biden just threaten the Supreme Court? And so that's the text that one of these people on Twitter, one of these right-wing people on Twitter were saying. So I watched it, and it was actually about Roe versus Wade. And what Biden was saying, the justices were all sitting there. And Biden basically said, you're about to find out, all the women that are going to vote this year, 2024, their resolve. You're gonna see how strong they are. And, somehow, and the hypocrisy of this, just this, the clutching of the pearls, did Biden actually just threaten, which, it was, the only threat was that voters, the majority of United States voters, this is a fact, don't agree with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Now, that's a fact, and it's going to be obvious when they vote when they, and it's been obvious in the last elections too. That's a big reason why Republicans, MAGA, keep losing votes. The hypocrisy, because these are the people that support insurrection and everything that happened on January 6th and all that, and here they are making up this thing about, oh my gosh, did Biden just, clutching the pearls, did Biden just threaten the Supreme Court? When in reality, which it's obvious what he's saying is, the American voters, especially women, don't agree with the Supreme Court, and they were just sitting there. Everybody else is clapping. The Supreme Court's just sitting there. Trump's 3 nominees just all. I freaking loved it, man. Okay, the next clip I'm going to talk about. Biden just plays with. I knew that the Republicans were going to be, they were going to taunt, they were going to heckle, but Biden came right back at him, man, and he's like, oh, you don't like that, do you? And he's being sarcastic and he's toying with him, and it was like quiet. They didn't know what to say. I freaking love it. The link for this will be down below. And it was about them and the how they voted down at Trump's urging. It was the toughest border protection legislation ever. And at Trump's urging, the Republicans voted it down. just so they would have something to grouse about. Ooh, the border, when the election's coming up. Because if they actually vote for this and it helps with the border, then what do they have to complain about? What's their, it's what they need to argue about. So what they're doing here is they actually don't want to fix the border until after the election. That's the truth of this matter. So, the Republicans start booing and heckling and everything, and he says, "Oh, you don't like that, do you?" And he toys with them. Okay, I forgot this other part too. He refers to the guy before him and Russia. Now this blows me away. This was the biggest one of all. He refers to how Donald Trump said he told Vladimir Putin. This is a quote. This was even confirmed by the fact check on Fox News. Donald Trump said he would, if a NATO member didn't pay their fair share. That's the thing with Republicans, man. They are such selfish penny pinchers. It's all about their tax dollars. They're, don't want to pay for this, don't want to pay for that, don't want to pay for anything. But they want all the rewards and benefits and everything else of being an American. Okay, so Trump says if the NATO members don't pay their fair share, then he'll tell Putin to do whatever the hell he wants. So NATO was basically founded so that one for one and one for all. It was a bunch of, like fighting against a bully, a bunch of countries getting together, and if you attack one of us, you attack all of us. And what Trump's saying here is that if for some reason somebody's behind on their payments, then he's not going to honor the whole meaning, the whole reason for NATO. If you're my age and you remember back to Reagan and Ford and Carter and going back, for an American president to tell a Russian leader to do whatever the hell they want, do whatever the hell you want, to go ahead, take that country. It's just, and the thing is, it doesn't just hurt them, it hurts us. When you tell one of the only other superpowers on this earth, oh, go ahead, do whatever you want, it just amazes me. And the thing that amazes me more is when they showed the Republican crowd, all the Republican legislators, and they're all just sitting there, and they're not agreeing with him. In other words, they are for Donald Trump. And it's just the insanity of these guys. 10, 20, 30 years ago, it would be unthinkable for a Republican for any Republican to tell the Russia to do whatever they want, and now it's like whatever crazy thing Donald Trump says, they all agree. It could be insane or whatever, and they all agree with it, and they're all just sitting there like they agree. Here's another good point. I don't know if you guys remember this. This was back when Donald Trump was president. Vladimir Putin. I'll put the link down below. Look it up if you don't believe me. Google it yourself. Vladimir Putin was talking about their nuclear capabilities, and he actually put out a video showing like arrows, like Russia's nuclear weapons coming down on Florida. This was back when Trump was president, like 2017 or 2018. Like coming down on Trump's home. Putin actually put out a video in 2017 or 2018 showing, like, threatening Donald Trump. Like, I'll nuke your home. And Trump is such a kiss ass that he's still overlooking this. And, telling Putin to do whatever the hell he wants. After Putin directly threatened to nuke his Mar-a-Lago home. What a whack job. And all the Republicans last night just sitting there agreeing with it. Unfreaking believable. Biden did a great job. He was strong. He was succinct. He was all there mentally. The fact that he was toying with the Republicans and it shut the Republicans up. They didn't have any comeback. I could not have hoped for a better State of the Union speech. Let me know. I love to hear from you guys. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, if you're a liberal, conservative, whatever, I would love to hear your comments on this. Please put them down below. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Friday.